So, since we often start the show about now, just telling you WEFT Sessions is in progress. We have on ZXO, and I think they're going to be doing, I'm going to be coming out about every 3 songs. So I'll speak my piece right now, and then I'll go away and enjoy the music along with the rest of the audience. But if you guys could maybe just introduce yourselves really quickly so people know who they're listening to, and for the archives.
My name's Ryan, and I'm singing and playing guitar.
My name's Teddy. I'm singing and I'm playing the guitar.
My name is Spencer, and I am playing the bass.
And my name is Gabe, and I play the drums and sing a little bit.
All right. Well, maybe in another, is this on? I'm not getting any reverb. There we go. Upcoming gigs and contact info, but you're listening to WEFT 90.1 FM, Champaign. This is WEFT Sessions with ZXO.
Cough up your lungs and unwind another night. Look over the pieces you left out for someone else to find. You've got another powder down, it's in your liver now. I've got a dollar says you can't do another round. I've got some pressure to relieve at the root, and she wants to see what I can do. So wave your dick around like a kid and make some sound, 'cause you're bored and high and you're scraping by. We're stepping out into the nightlife, you're coming. I can't live no other way this year. Wave your dick around like a kid and make some sound, 'cause you're bored and high and you're scraping by. We're stepping out into the night like you're coming, 'cause I can't live no other way, yeah. 'Cause I'll be sleeping if you're not out drinking with me, 'cause I can't live no other way this year.
Hey, Todd, now would be a good time to talk to us.
Thank you for being proactive in suggesting that. Here I
I realized it would just be a good transition point. So.
we like to talk when musicians have other things occupying their hands. So upcoming gigs.
We're playing on Friday at Cowboy Monkey.
Oh, that's timely.
Yeah.
What
I know, that's what I said too.
What time do you go on?
That I haven't been told. I haven't been told an order, but I know the Penny Horses are playing, and so
Ooh.
is Kename Reese.
I just saw Penny Horses on day after Record Store Day, Record Store Day Part 2.
It's Remy's band, right?
Yes.
I know Remy pretty well, but I have never seen his band play. Are they pretty sweet?
Well, it's kind of funny because Remy's bands have been on WEFT Sessions 2 or 3 times, but rarely the whole band. So that may have been one of the few times that I've seen everybody currently in the lineup as the lineup. I can't play them on the air very often, or I don't have many songs to play by them because what we had was, live acoustic 2 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
But I believe they're on the new Crashing the Airship Volume 2.
They are.
So it is conceivable I could play them later tonight, back to back with Acker and other artists. So,
Well, hey, speaking of, this song that we're about to play is on that compilation.
if you could just tell us what it's called and
It's called Track 1 on the compilation, but I believe the working title is Haze of the Maya.
Haze
Mm-hmm.
of the Maya,
Mm-hmm.
like the Mexican Indians,
No.
I think it's spelled the same, isn't it?
It is spelled the same.
like the elephant,
No, it's kind of a...
the bee,
No. It's a...
Maya Angelou.
Keep going.
No, it's kind of like a term for the veil that keeps this world from other worlds.
Is that in a mythos?
The illusion, yeah.
Faith.
Eastern myth, I guess.
Okay. Well, that's very heavy. I will ponder that.
Yeah, it's gonna get heavy, guys. You guys prepared?
I think Lorenzo Getz warned us of that once, about 10 years ago.
This one might be the lightest one.
Let's start with the Big Bang and watch it all go around. Populate the ground with 10 billion tiny people absorbing the sun till it dies and explodes. They're all lost in a haze of the Maya. We spread out between our toes. I think they'd burn up quickly, the seeds of desire, if they knew what was under their nose. But this isn't a contest where everyone knows who wins and who's reaching the end in time. But they'll play find us with eyes that fall into and to call them holy is to take a torch to you. Was your system too ingrained to come true? If it don't follow through, make a change so you're blue. I was born to find out where people hide all their They may hide it deep, but God, I'm just attracted to it. Was your system too ingrained to come true? If it don't follow through, make a change so you're blue. You're
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. This is really cool. It's my third time playing here, and I've never seen this many people in here.
So we're gonna play a cover now. You guys mind? Good. You guys are silent. It's by a band called Low. It's called Sunflower. When they found your body, with giant X's on your eyes, and with your half of the ransom, you bought some sweet, 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 sweet sunflower and gave them to the night. Hey, Todd. Yeah. Come talk to us.
Come on over. Your friends are all here.
So, what have we not gotten to yet? ZXO, obviously, on WEFT Sessions here on WEFT 90.1 FM Champaign. And we haven't given out, I guess, contact information, web presence, so
I
feel
guess
free
we've been a little light on the web presence, and maybe we should get a little bit more in depth with that. But you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheZXO. It's THEE. 'Cause there's no other ZXO that I can find.
Hmm.
I think there's like a fraternity that has that
Oh.
letter, those 3 letters.
I just assumed you guys were a fraternity
Yeah.
Kind
that
of.
played music on the side.
I mean, basically, you know. But I don't know. We're kind of a new band. This is only our second time ever playing in front of an audience.
Oh, well, you obviously are doing something right if this many people followed you here.
Yeah, I don't know these people.
I mean, some of my favorite bands on Last FM don't have this many listeners total, so...
We can talk about the history of ZXO.
What's the history of ZXO, man?
It was a solo project. You tour in the United States of A.
It was, yeah. This is I've been doing ZXO as a solo project for like the last year or so, and I did one East Coast run of shows, and when I got back, I was just kind of wanted to start a full band, but I didn't really know who. And first, like, I've been friends with these 2 guys since high school. Spencer and Gabe, that's who I'm pointing at. Gabe is the drummer, Spencer's playing bass, and we've been friends for a really long time. And Ted and I used to play in a band called Hank together.
Yes.
I believe...
Them Hank boys.
Yes, them Hank boys. I believe they did a WEFT session, but not when I was in the band. Oh, thank you, brother.
They waited until you were out of the
we
band.
did that as a 3-piece. It was a
didn't
couple
want
years
you
ago
to-
at this point.
You also did the cover-up a couple years, right?
Sort of both years, Darwin and I did it, but the rest of Hank, we sort of supplemented members.
Sounds like Penny Horses on WEFT Sessions, or
Yes.
Penny Horses and previous incarnations of bands featuring some of the same people, so...
Mhm.
Not dissimilar. The same thing is probably going to happen next. Great cover-up. And hopefully it just continues.
Who would we be at the Great Cover-Up if we did the Great Cover-Up this year?
I already thought about that. I was
Oh.
going to tell you, we're going to be...
Oh, spoiler warning? Do we need to have people turn off their radios?
Oh, yeah, we can't.
Yeah, turn it
We're
down.
going to be Oats and Oats.
We're both going to take that.
Yeah. Because we're both drummers.
You know, I remember in the 80s they used to joke about Garfunkel and Oates, and then I saw in the past year or so there actually is a group now called that.
Yeah,
So
well, there's a TV show called
Oh,
Garfunkel
well.
and Oates. Isn't that what it is?
originally it was a joke in the 80s, so...
I didn't know they were a band.
Looks like we're going to be cross-dressing for the great cover-up.
Most music parodies from 30 years ago have been done seriously since, so...
Yeah.
This
It's
is
like
true.
all the old Ernie Kovacs jokes have been done to where nobody even realizes they were his.
I don't even realize who that is.
No idea.
Well, our 1957 two-hour tribute will actually not educate you about that at all, but we'll talk about, I don't know, tail fins on cars or something.
Okay, I'm aching with anticipation.
And hopefully caffeine if you're going to stay up.
Oh, I don't need caffeine.
Oh, even better. I
I
just...
got love and light inside of me.
I can't tell you how many people tell me, oh, I love the 50s. Oh, I go to bed by 8:30. Like, okay.
Sounds like they were born in the 50s.
Got to get up and milk the cows. So what do we have? I guess bottom of the hour, I should just remind people, WEFT 90.1 FM Champaign. And, yeah, wherever you want to take it from here.
Well, why don't you grill us a little bit more, because we only have, how many more?
Maybe
We only
Two.
have 2 more.
Yeah,
Oh,
there 3 more?
I think it's 2.
do you have
Colors and drogas.
Yeah.
a jam or a cover or anything you can...
Just did a cover, Tom.
Oh, I know, but, I mean, we don't... You could do
if
more
it
than
need be
one.
out, like, we both have different songs that we can just play, like, just play guitar, possibly sing, possibly just guitar.
That'd be good, because it's your hour to do whatever you want with, so...
We kind of thought you would just grill us really hard, man.
Well, I didn't bring my spatula, but they're turning on me.
Mutiny.
All right, no more lame attempts at maybe some lawyer jokes later. I don't know. Gosh, this is only your second gig, so I can't really. Where did you tour solo? What was the best place? What was the farthest away place?
That was it was a really interesting tour. I was on tour with a guy named Dobie Watson, who is a Kansas City singer-songwriter. He's been touring by himself for a really long time, and I mixed his newest album, and when I got done with that, I told him I was like doing solo stuff now, so we booked an East Coast tour together.
How'd you know him originally?
I used to play in a band called Good Night and Good Morning. It was
Yes.
like, we did a WEFT session here. a
You
long
have
time
more
ago.
hair now.
I do have more. Well, I had long hair back then, too. It depends on which era of Good Night and Good
Do you
Morning.
have the
That went through
mustache?
Hmm?
Do you have the mustache?
No, I
That's-
couldn't grow a mustache then.
Yeah.
I can still barely grow one now.
Well, that's I in my mind's eye, I can see you minus the mustache. I knew. So when I said hair, I meant facial hair.
Oh, yeah.
If you can see Dave grow, you can see Ryan.
Well, that's
Super,
useful to
super
all
young
our.
people.
I know. I actually have gotten a number of, considering how indie we are. You'd be surprised how many Foo Fighters requests I've gotten over the years. They're not really local, but they're local somewhere.
Somewhere.
Dave,
But-
he's from Virginia originally, I think.
Didn't you live in Chicago at one point?
He's a pinball.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced he's a real person.
That's possible. I mean, robotics have improved in our lifetime.
But just like look how many things he does and how much everybody just absolutely adores him. He has to be like.
There are a few
a
people
robot.
online who just hate everybody.
It's true, I guess.
If you read
but
the comments.
Just go to Reddit.
This guy
You'll
agrees.
find some people.
Actually, no, just don't go to
Go
Reddit.
4chan.
Only go to Reddit if you need proof. Otherwise,
But anywho, I knew Dobie Watson from Good Night and Good Morning days. I did a tour with him way back then, maybe like 6 years ago or so, and we've just been in close contact, or we've been in close communication for years since then. He's one of my best friends,
Oh, wonderful.
and so we just did a tour, played some houses, played some bars, some art spaces, kind of a mixture of all the places. I'd have to say, the Brooklyn show was probably the best show, for
Good to
sure.
hear.
We had a really awesome crowd there. I have a good friend there named Britton who is like a theater, or she's an actor in Brooklyn, and she put on an apartment show, like in this tiny apartment. There was maybe like 30 people crammed into this tiny apartment, and they were all thespians. They were all like stage actors, so they were like the most attentive crowd I've ever seen in my entire life, and they were just stoked on absolutely everything.
Well, that's fantastic.
It was,
Kind of like these guys here, seriously. Like,
And
Yeah,
what
you
year
guys
was that?
What
year was that?
This was like 6 months ago.
Also, nice save there, recognizing the audience.
yeah, oh,
Good.
yeah, I got you guys.
You guys really need to calm down, though.
Yeah. You ever do that? You say, "Oh yeah, easily the best audience I ever had until tonight."
Until tonight. You guys are great.
Or tell, like, you're talking about the best cook you ever knew, and you realize you're at like your girlfriend's mom's house or something. That's never happened to me personally, but it's the sort of gaffe that, oh yeah, I probably should qualify that statement.
I wouldn't be mad if I heard somebody in the audience here talking about the best band they ever saw.
Ted probably would be. Ted probably get a little mad.
You probably should wait till their third show to fawn quite like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you've seen their rehearsals, then you have, then you could probably get into stuff I won't talk about on the air. I don't know, but
I think we're ready for this gym jam.
that's a good idea.
Do not have-
And just make absolutely clear to me before you go into your very last song, so that I'm not caught off guard.
Well, first we got to figure out what solo.
I mean, I have a song I can play.
All the songs that I did solo, I'm doing tonight as a full band.
Does anybody here have a birthday today? No. Okay,
I have a song I can play, just guitar.
that sounds awesome.
Shred it. This is Shreddy Lurch, everybody.
You're listening to WEFT.
Try to sing.
Thank
The song's called Colors I Bathed In. Took every drug in Las Vegas, turned the place upside down to find God. None of them would take me. I tried 50,000 new places, not a one's got the right kind of dirt to fall on my face in. If it feels like it tastes like a sin, then I want more than my body can stand. Becoming hollow, we're aging. I'm a bamboo statue without you in this incarnation. I just changed the colors I bathed in, made them neon and vibrant like sun, stopped all my temptation. If it feels like it tastes like a sin, then I want more than my body can stand. Causing the color swirl. Run 6,000 miles to you, yeah. I've run 6,000 times to you, yeah. I tell 6,000 lies so you can feel what I taste, what I can, and heal every burn in my skin. If it feels like it tastes like a sin, then I want more than my body can stand. I had a renegade mic stand on that one. I was just trying to float away from me. Hey, Todd, come talk to us, buddy. Because we just got one more.
I hope it's a long one.
It's 6 minutes, maybe? It's long-ish.
Maybe Acker and I can talk a long time.
What, you scared to talk to us?
No, it's just that the next hour of music isn't ready yet, because I normally do it during the show. So
Mike, well, you can come up and talk to us also. Yeah, you, Mike.
the good news is there is a lot of music to play. I just have to get it together, you know. But let's recap. Let's see. You have a show coming up on Friday at Cowboy Monkey, and did you say who with? Penny Horses and
Kenna Reese.
yes, she was on the show with who was it? Mike, Kenna, and was it Bob Watson?
She's a well-known character about town.
Well, so many of our listeners are out of state. I just wanted to, yeah.
How do you keep track of that?
I hear from them.
Oh. They call you
So-
up and they're like, hey, Todd.
Normally, I'm
Listen.
checking listener reaction to the show. I get IMs and things, and haven't actually turned it on yet tonight, just because it's been a very busy evening, but also a good one.
AOL instant messages?
Aim, bruh.
In part,
ASL.
no, not ASL. I don't think I've ever answered that question, because I sort of feel like if people need me to affirm my gender, then they probably don't know me very well.
You gotta at least let them know your location. You gotta fill
Well,
that L in.
we've been broadcasting the
Yeah.
location all night, so either I'm a very good liar at pretending I'm in Champaign at this point, or... okay, so let's see. Show coming up, website, one more time?
Well, I guess we need to get on updating the Facebook a little bit more. We don't have much information about the full band. I posted that I kind of kept the band a little bit secret until we played our first show last week at Mike.
Oh, so it was that recent.
Yeah, we played our first show like a week and a half. Was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know.
It was 9 days.
See,
You couldn't even find our Facebook?
I think for this summer and fall, we should have bands that haven't formed yet on the show, and we could just be that cutting edge. You know, get them to play their greatest hits before they wrote them,
Before they even realize they're a band.
Let me
Before
put this
they-
set right now.
before they will have written them,
Yeah.
whatever tense you want to use there.
I contacted Mike Ingram like months ago. I think I set this up like back in January or something like that because he was.
Was it
trying-
solo then?
Well, it was solo then, and I was like, well, I'll do it solo if I don't have a band. Then if I do have a band, then I would love to have it ready in time to do a WEFT session.
You could have done a half of, a good morning reunion.
Ooh, I could have.
I
guess
mean,
could play Goodnight
this
Song
worked out
songs.
fine.
Yeah,
but
play a Gnagum song.
Yeah, if you remember, one song, I feel like it's enough time to play that, and then.
oh, so you have two more.
I-
That'd be
yeah.
the. Clap your hands if you want him to do two more songs.
Oh.
And just to suppress democracy, I am not going to ask people to clap if they don't want you to do two songs.
Okay. Well, it's gonna make the last part of this show really chill.
That's.
Because however chill this band is, Goodnight and Good Morning was 10 times more chill.
I remember.
It's gonna get chill, dude.
Where's how's your buddy, by the way?
Oh, his name is Patrick.
Yeah.
Pat. He lives up in Chicago. He's taken over the Chicago art world right now.
I see him
Yeah.
occasionally at Cafe Kopi when he
I
blows
know.
into town.
He never like calls me ahead of time when he comes into town, but every time he comes to town, I just run into him by accident somewhere, and then we end up just kicking it all day.
Well, good.
Still one of my best friends, but he was staying in Chicago. I wasn't about that life.
It's not for everybody.
It wasn't for me. Finished my schooling up there, and then I got out.
Whereas, it's interesting. Somebody going from here, passing through Chicago just for school, it's almost, the opposite.
It is, yeah. I like to live life on the edge, I guess.
I've had people
Do
tell
things
me,
a
I bet
little
you were
weird."
ready to get back to the city. It's like, it's never been the city for me.
It was fun, but I drank way too much beer while I was living there. You know,
Students never do
I wish
that.
I had all that money back that I
Ooh.
spent on beer in Chicago.
That should be a song.
I could have gotten rid of my student debt already.
Oh, man. Well, there is a solution to future debtors, I guess. Rather than being moved off to a penal colony, you could just
Don't-
forgo the beer, I guess.
Don't drink beer.
Although Australia is probably a lot better than what is a penal colony. Georgia,
except for, that beer. But
I can't think of other penal colonies offhand that are big.
where are their penal colonies?
Well, Georgia and Australia both were originally debtors' prison colonies, I believe. Penal colonies. But
Australia.
If you guys could just keep saying the word penal.
all the kangaroos were owed taxes, back taxes, and koalas. The pouches were for money if they accrued any, I don't know.
I believe that's insulting to the Aborigines.
Well, they don't have pouches. I was only
They have what?
I was only
Really?
I was only targeting
The more you know.
marsupials, not disadvantaged minority groups.
The koalas pee on the trees and they have chlamydia. It's not even like it's not even like a different koala version. It's like actual, like you can catch it. And they pee on the trees to market, and then they give it to other koalas who then get it and they pee on the trees. I looked up a lot of koala facts like 2 days ago.
Sounds like a good life.
Well, you've talked me out of ever becoming a koala
Yeah.
as a
The
career.
thing is, like, I am a koala in my side time. Like,
That. Okay, two more songs, and then stay tuned
koala-mania.
for Local 901 next.
cascaded time across 5 states. The youngest of sisters with sugar her names. One moves far away and the wrong one stays and plays. She moves like Kerouac and loves him too. Pale skin of the Irish, and keeps the ocean in view. Don't catch the sickness. Of the age. And don't go for days without changing your